How's it going, guys? And welcome to Katawa Shoujo. It's been a very long time. I even forgot where I was. I had to look at my last video. I think this is the one. Where we last left off, I think. We were with Lily drinking tea, I think. Anyways, here goes. I was wondering what your favorite color is. Everyone has one after all. Almost reply after realizing why the seemingly mundane question is actually quite strange. My favorite color, but she gives a pouting look, wanting me to answer anyway. While the answer seems unavoidably wasted on her, there isn't any harm in giving it. I always had a thing for green. I'd say that's my favorite. Green, is it? What things do you think of when contemplating that color? I suppose grass fields and trees in summer. The army as well with camouflage. Men always seems to like the military. But that sounds like a nice color. A very nice color. She nods her head a little, as if approving of the choice, considering how foreign the concept of color is to her mind. Labeling it by association seems reasonable enough. If everyone has a favorite color, then what's yours? White. I'm told that's the color of snow, and of ice cream. You're no better than me then. If you only like the color because of your favorite food, guess white is nice too though. And speaking of colors, it'll be getting dark soon. Let me help you up. Lily offers her hand, which I take in mine to help lever her up from his seat at the table. Its softness compared to mine takes me off guard, as I'm really not used to such casual contact. It doesn't seem to bother her at all though. While it seems obvious why, it feels like just one more ladylike aspect of her. As her hand moves to her pocket, I quickly cut her off. Don't worry, I'll pay for this. Oh, thank you, Hisao. She gives an earnest smile at the gesture. A reward much greater than that of her words. By the time we step off the bus, it's well and truly dark. We make our way up to the hills in silence, both of us behaving a little awkwardly, probably because of the day's events. While I'm still concerned about Lily's withdrawn nature after meeting with her sister, the fact I managed to cheer her up even slightly feels like a personal victory. But it feels like the air between us has changed. Maybe it's only a bit, but it's something I don't think either of us realized before. That was a date, wasn't it? It was. That doesn't elude either of us. The question's answers being so self-evident as to the rhetorical. Awkward as it may be, I don't think this feeling is bad. In fact, quite the opposite. I don't know what it is. I certainly can't be sure, but it feels like something a little more than friendship. Understanding? Empathy? Searching for words to adequately describe it is difficult. Describe it is difficult. Nonetheless, would you like to do this again sometime, Lily? Without shopping for presents. The tentative question is met with the same look from Lily as before. Her pale skin makes the rosy tint of her cheeks just slightly more noticeable after her face. Bah! And her face, though still pointing to the street ahead of her, lowers just a little. Okay. She gives a thumbs up. Skip that shit. I walk down the hall of the girls' dormitories, my school bag in hand. A doll lies inside, carefully placed on top of a small box. I've been carrying the box in there for a while now, still not sure what to do with it. This whole situation, come to think of it, it's just bizarre. While I've known of Hanako's upcoming birthday party for a while, I had no idea of exactly what the celebrations would be until I found a single note left in the abandoned tea room earlier today. I hold it up and read it again, double-checking the instructions. The plain black handwriting is fairly legible despite Lily's blindness, clearly thanks to the considerable effort and care. Hisao, we'll be holding the party at my place. Please come at 6 o'clock to room 225 in the girls' dormitory. Sorry for notifying you this way, but I have class representative duties. Lily Sato. Not reassured, I continue walking down the hallway until I reach Lily's dormitory room. I hesitate for a second, but eventually give 3 sharp taps on the door. A brief and muffled exchange of words can be heard from the other side. Listening closer, I can pick up Hanako and Lily's voices. As they finish, Lily calls out, Might that be Hisao? Yep, I got the note you left me. You can come in. The door is unlocked. Glad that I managed to get the right room. I press down the handle and let myself in. As the door swings open, my greeting to them is stolen from my mouth. Oh, isn't that... It's the same. Have we... Being dressed normal, blah blah blah. I steal a quick glance at the lovely side of the two. My eyes cheering themselves on... Have we seen this already? Is it possible to skip? Or do you want to see it? Skip mode? Oh, okay. We haven't seen it. No. Hi. I think I brought everything that was needed. Doopy-doo. The smile. She smiles and nods. I wonder if she's even aware of the pleasant sight she makes. The thin dark blue silk of her pajamas really suits her, accentuating both her eyes and her curves. The look of her last night, the tentative and almost shy demeanor, seems all but replaced by her coy nature. It's nice to see her confidence returned, though I can't help casting my mind back to how she looked back then. I look to Hanako, who nervously sits opposite of her in her gown. It isn't a surprise that she'd wear something so conservative, though it definitely looks cute. Hi Hanako, happy birthday! Thank you. She's unusually skittish, despite the fact that she's warmed up to me considerably over the weeks we've come to know each other. This is a pretty unusual situation, I guess. Feel free to take a seat, Hisao. I'll just pour you two some tea. Screenshot! Sure thing. Lily takes the steaming red teapot from the side of the table and gently pours its contents into our teacups as I take a seat beside him, setting my back against the nearby wall. With my senses returned and hormones somewhat calmer, I realize that this is the first time I've ever been in Lily's room. Blah blah blah. The first thing I notice is the ambient smell, just slightly different from that in mine. Probably fake perfume or nail polish. It could be anything of a girl's really. Another is the plain nature of the room. Visually, beige walls, a smart yet unadorned cabinet, the lack of posters or wall hangings is distinctly utilitarian. Utilitarian? Something I should have anticipated her, given her blindness. The only thing that really seems out of the ordinary is several piles of books sitting on the floor, each reaching from roughly knee-high to waist-high. Some of them have printed titles, others are entirely blank except for dots of braille. The fact that the ones with printed titles are uniformly in English is interesting, though not completely unexpected. She did mention her parents impressing the language upon her and Akira after all. Your room looks nice, Lily. I hear a call of thanks from beside my shoulder. Looking back to Hanako, her gaze is fixed on her lap and her hands is nervously clutching her gown. It's now that I notice why. With these clothes on, the extent of her scarring is far more visible, reaching down her neck and up to cover her right shoulder. Considering this is the party for her, she doesn't really look like she's enjoying the experience now that I'm here. So how old are you turning? 18? Her look of surprise, not at all helped by her total lack of skill of hiding her feelings, shows that she was trying to mentally tune me out. This is really quite awkward. Yes. On the plus side, there's only 2 more years till you can drink. So, who's older? You or Lily? Lily. She had a birthday in February. What about yours? Early this year. So it's already passed. Unstated is that it passed while I was stuck in the hospital. That was the particularly low point of the experience. Conversation with her dries up as quickly as expected. It isn't as long before Lily's finished preparing her drinks, setting down the 3 teacups in front of us. I pick mine up, immediately noticing how much stronger aroma and taste than the tea we've been having. Huh, it tastes different than the tea we had in school. It's a different variety, rather than the kind we've been having there. You never tasted orange Jaipur before? Not that I can remember. I usually drink coffee after all, like when we were in the town. This is nice though. As we settle down and zip, Hanako seems to become more relaxed, or at least a bit less tense about my presence. We all finish our cups at about the same time, with Hanako failing rather badly at hiding her anticipation for the cake that's sitting on the side, begging to be eaten. Come to think of it, I'm feeling very eager myself. First things first, though. Lily? Yes, now is good. Each of us knowing exactly what the other means. I'll lean sideways and dig around in my bag for the doll I bought Hanako as Lily gets up and retrieves her gift. Having our gifts in our hand, we present them both on the table at the same time. Happy birthday! Hanako suddenly sits looking at them for seconds on end, out of sheer surprise. A little wooden doll, replete with Victorian-era dress and a little hat, lies next to a light brown and fluffy stuffed bear from Lily. She clutches at her gown as she moves to speak, not taking her eyes off the modest presents. Thank you, Lily and Hisao. Her voice begins to crack as Lily reaches forward, wrapping her in a soft embrace. I wonder if this should be the thumbnail of the video. Yeah, that's nice. The sight of Hanako holding Lily so tightly is heartwarming, so much so that I couldn't wipe the smile off my face when even if I wanted to. As Lily gently rests her face on Hanako's head, she speaks so quietly and softly that I can barely hear. Happy birthday, Hanako. Happy birthday. Hanako gives a small nod, holding on to Lily for a time before breaking off and wiping an eye. I guess that for Hanako, simply having anyone to be there and love her, would be special. The fact that Lily and I can now share that role for her is something I think I will always be grateful for. Hanako gently takes the doll and teddy bear, holding them both on the chest and warmly smiles. For a long time, all three of us simply sit in happy silence. The quiet is not broken until Lily's soft voice beckons. Shall we have at the cake then? Her proposal is met with the 2 books of unhidden anticipation. No argument from me. Okay. Okay! Phew. That was good. I contentedly sit back, both Lily and Hanako looking just as satisfied with the food as I. It took some effort, but we managed to finish off the cake in one go. I don't think I could fit any more in. I think next time I'll buy a smaller cake. Hanako and I give a chuckle, but I can't help noticing that come this time next year I will have graduated from Yamaku. The fact is somewhat depressing, since I finally feel as if my life is starting to get back into some kind of order. Idle looking around Lily's neat and orderly room, her books catch my eye once again. This may be a little impatient, but my curiosity gets the better of me. Besides, I don't think she'll mind in my case. Hey Lily, do you mind if I take a look at one of your books? You're quite welcome to, Hisao. That said, if you can overcome 2 language barriers, I will be quite impressed. 2? Braille and... oh right. English! She gives a nod. I knew you were studying English, but I'm still amazed that you're this proficient at it. One could say it's a perfect way to avoid people borrowing my collection. She says in a jest. But I'm a little disappointed. Having all these books around me with no way of reading them feels like one big tease. Hanako giggles quietly as I reach over to the closest pile, plucking the topmost book with only the cursory glance. Death on the Nile, in large letters on the cover, is the only printed text to be seen. Yep, Braille. I sit down for a while, with the book open in my lap, as Lily and Hanako talk. Try as I might to feel out the dots of Braille printed on each page, they seem to blend into one another and become distinct. I thought this would be a lot easier than it actually is. With some practice though, I could see someone with a better sense of touch than mine manage to read it at pretty fast speed. Noticing the silence that had probably begun earlier, I look up from the dotted pages to see Lily smiling and Hanako sips another cup of tea. Is something wrong? Quite the opposite. Your curiosity is quite endearing. I'm inordinately pleased by the praise, though I can feel my cheeks heating up a little. Thanks, but I don't know how else I could act. To be honest, I wasn't altogether sure of how you saw us, since you were a new transfer student from another school. If you'd pitied us, I would have been quite offended. There's a certain edge to Lily's voice, one that I quite possibly place as pride. Glancing over to Hanako, she seems even more subdued than usual, looking toward Lily rather than me. I wouldn't worry about it. Considering the position I've found myself in, I'm perhaps the last person that should be dispensing pity on others. My parents' first interaction with me after my heart attack. I wouldn't want anyone to see that kind of face. I catch myself from going any further, but not soon enough. Both of the girls seem to be put off. Lily especially. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gone that far. An awkward silence reigns for a few beats. Thankfully it ended as Lily's head perks up in a gesture I've come to easily recognize. Hear something? The door. Everyone looks towards it, trusting in Lily's senses. Sure enough, the door handle shudders and turns, a flash of yellow and black slipping through. Akira Sato in the house! Happy birthday, Hanako! Thank you. Akira takes a seat at the table as she plops her tall back beside her. She has her trademark boisterous air about her, making no small deal of her entrance. Hanako clutches her gown to steady herself, but doesn't appear too shaken after she settles down. I guess she must have met Akira before. Not a huge surprise given how close Akira and Lily are. Akira doesn't seem to be the least bit put off by Hanako's scarring, despite its prominence. But she also doesn't pull any punching in how she acts despite Hanako's shy nature. I thought you said you'd have to work, Akira. Did you manage to get off for a while? Kinda. I feel bad about ditching the guys doing overtime, so I gotta get back soon. But I felt bad about not coming to your cute little Hanako's birthday too. So for now I'm here. She grins slightly at Hanako, who flowers into a full blush as she pins her eyes downwards toward her lap. Her mouth seems to widen and retract over and over, as if she was trying to suppress a smile of embarrassment. It's a little strange how her reactions seem to be more immediate and forceful than when she's embarrassed by the way she looks. All she managed to give in return is a tiny nod, failing to hide her appreciation to any great extent. Not that many people give her positive attention, I suppose. It makes me respect how well Akira can handle her, making her so happy compared to what little I could do. Now then, before I go, she reaches into a bag beside her and grandly displays its contents. Wine. French on the labels. Hanako's expression is an odd mix of surprise and curiosity, and I suspect mine's no different. Lily's not seeing the proceedings, it's oblivious to... Lily, not seeing the proceedings, is oblivious to what's going on. Akira, this isn't... What is it? Wine, one red, one white. Akira, that's... Relax. It's not like she's here to scold you. Lily has a point. That's not exactly allowed on campus. Or anywhere, really. We're still short of the legal drinking age, remember? Rich word for someone practically drooling as the examine above. She got me there. I am genuinely interested in trying some. I mean, just a little. While Hanako may not be handling one herself, her look does tell me that she's far from opposed to the notion as well. Lily rubs her forehead, giving up the fact that she knows Akira would win due to simply not caring enough about those funny rules and regulations. Well, in Denmark, the drinking age is 16 or 18. I think it's 16. But you're only allowed to buy when you're 18. Or something like that. I don't really care. I don't drink anyway. Just don't breathe a word of this to anyone in the school, please. I beg of you. I'm not stupid, don't worry. That said, I gotta be back to work soon. So soon? Well, you only just arrived. Sorry, Lily. Good to see you too again, though. And you, Hisao. See you later, then. Goodbye, Akira. She levers herself up with a grunt and waltzes out of the room, leaving us alone with the two items on the table. Interesting. Lily gives a nervous giggle at her sister's antics as Hanako takes a wine bottle. So, what do you think, Lily? She rests her elbows on the table and pinches the bridge of her nose, thinking things through. She really doesn't seem to be able to keep up with her sister. Well, it's already here. We might as well have some. No sooner does she say it that I take a quick glance around the room for glasses. A small groan above me reminds me that Lily retired to rest on her bed for a bit a few minutes ago. Almost completely drained of energy, I managed to stand up and drag myself to the side of the bed, sitting down and leaning my back against it. Good God! Lily's groan sounds lifeless. Too much to drink? My head hurts. Yeah? Too much to drink. I rest my head back and idly stare at the ceiling. What an unmitigated disaster. Like proper idiots, we all drink the night away with one glass after another. Hanako simply fell to the side asleep, and it's a miracle I don't feel as ill as Lily. Hisao, I'm sorry about today. I didn't think this would happen. It's fine, Lily. To tell the truth, I had a lot of fun today. Really? I think Hanako did too. No, she certainly did. There's a short silence before another groan resounds from the supine Lily. You okay? As you said, I just drank too much. What's the time? The time, it's... I quickly look at my wristwatch. The numeral is barely legible in the gloom. About midnight? Curfew's in effect then. I guess that's much. We'll have to sleep here. We'll all have to sleep here for tonight. As soon as I say it, I hear the sheets moving as Lily starts to sit up. Hanako? No. Go back to sleep. Don't try to get up. Hisao, I have to. You're in a worse shape than me by any stretch. Get some shape. Sleep. But what about? I'll grab some spare blankets and put them over her. Don't worry. As I give a deep yawn and stand to retrieve them, I hear her lie back down with a soft thud. Thank you, Hisao. No problemo. Espanol! It's the least I can do. You look outright wasted. I'm not wasted. Just a little bit tired. She starts pouting, a slight slur beginning to distort her words as the alcohol takes hold of her again. I grab a couple of blankets rolled up at the end of her bed. Quietly walking over to Hanako, I carefully lay the blankets over her peacefully sleeping figure, making sure not to wake her up. A thick smell of alcohol coming off her breath makes me doubt she'd wake up no matter what I did. Though, I stand and take one last measure of the room. 2 girls, both very drunk, and 1 guy sleeping all night with them in the female students' dorm. What a scandal! That'd be if it broke out. As I move to sit down at the side of the bed, I steal one glance at Lily. Her sprawling, disheveled figure lies resting peacefully. Slightly turned to the side, I crouch down to get a better look. Holy shit! You know what? I'll end this part here. Gotta save the game. Saving the game. I'll actually just split the part up. I'll be recording right after. But I'm gonna leave you guys for this high five.